What would you do if you had a friend who was investigating something that was dark, something that was leading them down a rabbit hole that you could not see the light at the end of the tunnel for? What would you do if they suddenly had a break in this case that they've been working on, and then they disappeared? Well, in today's story, we're going to be figuring that out. We're going to be figuring out what someone might do in this instance, and then at the end I will be giving my spiel. Hello, I'm Cece, and welcome to the Crucible Character. Today we'll be reading a Reddit story that was posted to r No Sleep by Pantyworth223, and it's entitled, "My Best Friend Disappeared After Posting About the Skinned Man. I Just Got His Final Message." And here it starts. It's been 28 days. That's how long it's been since I heard from Drew. He was my best friend, the kind of person who sent you weird Reddit links at 3 a.m. and dared you to look them up. The kind of person who always wanted to know more, especially about things no one should. I think that's what killed him, or took him, or whatever happened in that rotten out town. He left me a voicemail, one I didn't get until it was too late. The only thing he said was, if I stop answering, don't look for me, but if you do, don't believe anything wearing my face. That was it. I thought it was a joke. He was into all that folklore crap. Appalachian disappearances, ghost towns, cursed threads. I never thought he'd actually go to one of those places. Never thought I'd have to file a missing persons report for the guy who once made me drive 2 hours just to see a haunted gas station. But then, I found his laptop. Burnt, smashed, but not gone. Drew was paranoid, sure, but he was also obsessive. He backed up everything. Cloud, external, even a cheap SD card he'd duct taped to inside of his air vent. That's when I found the backup folder. It was just called If I'm Gone. Inside were screenshots, forum threads, photos of that house in the Cinder Hollow, coordinates, motion cam stills, even a blurry selfie. Drew, pale, standing outside what looked like a collapsed well, and one last file, a video, time-stamped 3:09 a.m., dated the night he vanished. I shouldn't have watched it, but I did. The screen was pitch black at first, just audio. Wet, breathing, whispers, too many voices speaking at once, and one of them was mine. My voice saying things I've never said. Then the screen flickered, and for one split second I saw Drew's face, or something that looked like Drew, except for it was smiling too wide, and it didn't blink. That was 3 days ago. Since then, my phone's been ringing every night, always at the same time, 3:09 a.m., always from a blocked number. I've never picked up. But last night, it left a voicemail. It was Drew again, but it wasn't the message I heard before. It was him laughing, long, slow, like he was trying to remember how. Then he said something else. Come to Cinder Hollow. I'm waiting. I don't know what to do, but I keep thinking about the last line he left me. Don't believe anything wearing my face. And the thing that haunts me, I don't know if the voice on that last message is trying to lure me there or warn me not to come. I left at midnight. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't leave a note, just packed my truck with what I thought I'd need, my hunting rifle, the digital recorder I used back when Drew and I used to chase weird EVP hotspots, and a high-lumen flashlight with fresh batteries. I took salt, too, for some reason. I don't even know why. Maybe it made me feel like I had some kind of control. The GPS didn't register Cinder Hollow as a destination. I had to punch in the coordinates manually from the screenshot Drew left behind. The route twisted through back roads, old mining trails, and finally nothing. The screen went dark as soon as I hit the tree line. I kept driving anyway. The trees got denser, taller, like they'd been waiting. No birds, no bugs, just that low hum you only notice when it stops. By the time I reached the clearing, my hands were shaking. And then I saw it, the house. It was worse in person, like it had been grown instead of built, misshapen, half swallowed by the forest. The front door hung open, just like Drew described. My headlights cut across the warped boards and shattered windows, casting long shadows that didn't quite add up. I parked 50 feet back, killed the engine, and sat there in silence. My recorder was already on. Audio log, 1:14 a.m. Okay, this is Miles. I'm at the site of in Cinder Hollow. Drew, if you're hearing this somehow, I'm not leaving without answers. Just hold on. The ground squelched under my boots as I approached. The smell hit me first, sickly sweet, like rotting fruit and old copper. The flashlight's beam jittered over the porch. Something moved, a shape, fast, ducking behind a wall. But when I reached the threshold, nothing. Inside was exactly how Drew described it. Peeling wallpaper, sagging beams, mold climbing the staircase like fingers. But what the photos hadn't captured was the sound. It was breathing. Not mine, not human. It came in staggered rasps, like someone inhaling through torn lungs, and it was coming from below the cellar. My legs didn't want to move. Everything in me screamed to leave, to turn around and pretend none of this ever happened, but I couldn't. So I descended. The stairs were slick, warped. My flashlight barely cut through the wet darkness. Moss lined the walls, but under the moss were scratches, deep gouges like something had tried to claw its way out. And then I saw the well. It pulsed. The only way I can describe it, not physically but in my mind, like it was drawing something out of me. Memory, fear, my thoughts began to thin. I stepped closer. Audio log 1:29 a.m. It's here, the well, just like in the photo. Stones look wet, covered in handprints. Yeah, they're human, brown, red, some are fresh even. I aimed the rifle down into the well. Nothing. Then my flashlight flickered, and I heard it. Drew's voice. "Miles, you came." I froze. "I didn't think you would. I tried to warn you." My lips moved before I could stop them. "Where are you?" Silence. Then, "Right behind you." I spun. Nothing. But the air felt wrong, heavy, familiar. My flashlight flickered again, and for half a second I saw my reflection in the well water. Except it wasn't me. Not exactly. The thing staring back blinked too slowly, smiled too wide. Its skin twitched like it didn't fit right. And then it spoke in my voice. "Why did you look for me?" My recorder dropped from my hand and clattered on the stone. My breath caught. The figure in the reflection wasn't alone. Drew was there too. Or something like him. Half his face was missing. Stitch marks around the jaw. One eye drooping, bloodless and wide. His mouth moved, but the voice that came out was high-pitched, broken, like glass dragging through a throat. "You weren't supposed to come." Suddenly, the cellar door above slammed shut. The flashlight died. I raised the rifle, ready to fire, but I couldn't see, I couldn't move. The air pressed against my chest, suffocating and wet. Then the voices started again. All of them. Hundreds. Some of them I recognized, some of them I didn't. Some were me. All whispering the same thing. "Give us your skin." The chorus of voices closed in, growing louder, sharper. My fingers found the trigger and I squeezed. The rifle clacked like thunder. The flash of muzzle light lit the cellar for a split second, and in that flicker, I saw them. Figures, crowding the walls, hanging from the ceiling, pressed between the stones like meat stuffed into old skin, all of them wearing faces. Some familiar, some wrong. One was me. Another round, then another. The things didn't scream, they shuddered, like their disguises couldn't hold under the sound. One fell from the ceiling and landed in a twitching pile of flesh. I turned and ran. The stairs bent under me. The wood groaned and something grabbed at my ankle. Long, pale fingers with too many joints. I kicked free and threw myself through the cellar door. It slammed behind me. I ran without thinking. Through the hall. Out the door. Into the woods. Branches tore at my face. My lungs burned. The smell of rust and rot clung to my clothes. I didn't stop running until the house was a memory behind the trees. And even then I kept going. When I finally reached my truck, the cab light was on and the door was open. And sitting in the passenger seat was my recorder, still on. Audio log. "You weren't supposed to come back, Miles." I didn't listen to the rest. I drove. Didn't care where. I just needed distance. Asphalt, lights, people. I crossed state lines before sunrise. I've been home for 2 days now, but I don't think I left it behind. My rifle, scratched, bent. My clothes, stained in something that wasn't mud. And the recorder, I tried to play it again. It only plays one line now, over and over in my voice. "I'm not who you think I am." I hear tapping at night, 3 soft knocks, always on a wall that shouldn't be there. And sometimes, when I look in the mirror, my face doesn't move right, like it's remembering the shape of something else, like it's adjusting. If you're reading this, you need to understand something. Don't look for him. Don't go searching forums. Don't follow the coordinates. Don't chase the voice of someone you love. If they show up at your door at 3:09 a.m. with glassy eyes and a still smile, they might wear the right face. They might say the right words, but they are not them. And the moment you open the door, you've already given permission. I know how this sounds, but if I disappear, if you see a post from me after this, it's not me. Don't answer, don't reply, and whatever you do, don't trust the voice of someone who doesn't blink. The end. Wow, that was a really good story. I really liked it a lot. I really like how it kind of went towards sort of like Skinwalker type story, but it kind of almost gave a backstory, or at least it kind of fleshed out the character of the antagonist a little bit more. I know that story definitely left me with a lot of questions. What was so significant about the well? What were those creatures? Did he get infected with something, or have they already replaced him and he just doesn't realize it? I wonder what the process is like. I think it would have been interesting to see his friend try and coerce him kind of in person to stay, but maybe the friend or whatever alien thing or creature has got the face of his friend is still adjusting, like he said. Super interesting story, and I think if there was any takeaways, it would be, again, be careful for what you look into. I think it's definitely a very smart idea that if you're looking into these things, that you tell your friends, hey, if I ever go disappeared, or if I ever disappear, and then I just magically reappear and something seems off, it's definitely not me. I think that's a smart idea to kind of preemptively warn your friends of the things that you're doing. I think Miles is a good friend for wanting to go after his buddy, for wanting to see if he's still out there. I think at the point that Miles was at before he left, I probably would have assumed that my buddy was dead. That's just me. That's not saying I wouldn't have looked into it, but I would have probably accepted that he's dead if I saw these weird stuff from him and if he was looking into all that stuff. But it just goes to show you that human resiliency and human effort is more than anything else. I mean, if there's any one metaphor you're supposed to take away from movies where aliens invade with an impossibly large force with incredible technology, and then somehow the humans win because there's a great big battle speech and then a nuke is dropped or something, that the indomitable human spirit will just keep going. And I think in this scenario, that's just what the friend is. He's a representation of that. He's a representation that at the end of the day, that people will not give up. No matter what creatures or things or horrific monsters are in front of them, they just keep fighting and pushing and clawing and going and marching, because that's all we can do. That's kind of the only thing out of all the animals on Earth that we're better at, is the ability to not just curl up and die, but keep going and keep pushing and keep trying. Anyways, that's going to wrap up today's story. Thank you all for listening. If you made it this far in the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It definitely propels me forward, and I'm trying to make something of this channel. If you want to see more videos, please make sure to stick around for the cards at the end, where it will recommend my newest video. And if this is the newest video, please, I do have a playlist with all of these on them, so go check out some other ones. I'm trying to get more videos up. I appreciate you all. Bye.